Nice to meet ya. Nice to meet ya. Lean ya. I'm gonna leave ya. No, she fleeing ya. Cause she off cut in. She concerned about money, told her don't bring a sweat. Cause if my bitch had only fed, then she would break the net. Yeah, mama's head up with her head out. If she throwing threats, mama they trying to get loud. I told him break your leg. Yeah, he gon' chase a hoe down till it's on the last 5 rounds. Yeah, bro, you ain't built for this. Last my check, these hoes be smoking bad pound. Baby, take off your pants now. Maybe we can go another round. Yeah, she wants to smoke for a while. Cause I made a song about 4 ounce. Can't feel my body, bitch, I'm numb. Yes, I still wanna fight you dumb. I like mean girls cause they fun. I can be mean too, just pull me another one. That's a mean girl. Nice to meet ya. Nice to meet ya. Mean ya. I'm gonna leave ya. No, she feeling ya. Cause she off coding. She concerned about money, told her don't bring a sweat. Cause if my bitch had only fed, she would break the net. I'm a ten up with her head off. If she throwing threats, I'm really trying to get left. If she come when I'm out the blood, I smoke too much, that means it's out of touch. I don't mean to confront, but I'm at the front and I miss your love. It's throwing rocks in your window, not enough. Better's blood, I guess I still on Better's blood. I don't know.
Okay. Hey. I'm feeling that. NCM. You know I'm all about the unsigned, man. Cause that's where they're getting it, man. That's when you grinding. That's when you out here just trying to get it every which way possible, man. That's how you know that I rock with that unsigned, man. Shout out NCM called Break the Net. I'm rocking with that. NCM Break the Net. I like that. You're gonna break the net with that one. I feel you. I'm gonna have to rock with that. We're gonna rock with that on the outro. So that way those who didn't catch it on the intro can vibe out with you. So let's get straight to business. Hold on, let me make sure my sound's right. It's the Hype Real Podcast. What's going on? It's your boy John B, aka DJ Chill, aka John B. Oh yeah, it sounds right. So what we do is we go live every Sunday, get live reactions on what's going on. And also we go live every Thursday with the podcast. That's more of a structure. This one right here is more me just spitballing on things that's going on and what I want to talk about. And the thing that I want to talk about today is this NFL. It's that time, man. You know, is the most American thing you can do is be a football fanatic. That's our pastime. They say baseball's our pastime. I think not. Football is the only thing that's truly American and is held to that standard. You got people who can't stand each other or rock with each other during football. I might not like this guy, and he might not like me. But when it's time to root for the dog pound, it's all love. So most definitely, football is the reason that a lot of people come together. And I want to just acknowledge that. So
saving on your education.
What we're going to do is we're going to get into what's going on in the NFL. We're going to get into what is going on in fantasy from the NFL. Now, all the games aren't over. And if you're losing in your fantasy league, like I happen to be this week, keep fighting. Keep fighting because the games ain't over. The season ain't over. It's only week 2. Don't panic. Don't just think, oh, I need to quit because this ain't cutting it. And yada, yada, yada. No. You got to play it out. That's what this is all about, man. Let me turn it down. You got to play it out. So I want to check out the scores and I want to check out who's doing what. So let's bring that up. Shout out to my main man, Bands the Bully, Keon 8. They couldn't make it, but you know how we do it. It's always mad love. Okay, so in the NFL today, you had a lot of guys who were supposed to go off that didn't. You had a lot of guys who weren't supposed to go off that did. And I want to talk about some things that are still going on. Right now, you got the Panthers that are actually coming back against the Cardinals. And I was just talking to my little homie. I'm like, if the Cardinals let the Panthers come back, they stink. But I don't think they're going to do that. Excuse me. Then I turn around and I look. Now they only down by 5 and they driving down the field. Bryce Young, 35 for 52, 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's crazy work. I'm surprised Chuba Hubbard, 10 for 38. And then the rookie, the young man, 6 for 100. All he needs is a touchdown. So my worry is, are the Panthers really that bad, or are the Cardinals just worse? But it is what it is. We got a slugfest over here. Eagles Chief 20 to 17. Chiefs trying not to go 0-2. The Eagles is driving. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know if it is because he ain't got receiver help. It's probably what it is, but 16 to 29, 187 yards. But they said he got like 100 yards rushing. Something crazy like that. So I can't get mad at that. This is the game I'm on tonight. I got some guys running this game, and I'll show you why I'm on that tonight, because I need that to win, or else I'm gonna lose. All right. The Colts and the Broncos. The Colts beat the Broncos. They are 2-0. Wow. Danny Dimes, 316-1. Jonathan Taylor, 165 yards and 25 carries. Okay. The Bengals barely beat the Jaguars. Burrow is a big storyline. Is he going to be done because of the whole foot injury? Like, is it over with for him? You know, is he going to be out of the picture? Because if he is, Jake Browning put on a hell of a show, but I don't know if he can keep that rolling. So let's keep it pushing. The Cowboys barely beat the Giants in overtime. That's not a good look. That's not a good look for them. To say that they're, you know, just barely beating the Giants. The Giants are not good. Okay, Lions came back in good style, smashed the Bears, smashed. The Rams escaped. I say that's escape because they got a rookie quarterback. That defense is a lot better than I thought it was. Might be one of those waiver wire pickups. Now this right here, this was a good game because you had Mac Jones. He went off 3 touchdowns, 279 yards. He did what he was supposed to do. He's trying to get him a starting job somewhere. People forget he was a pro baller, alternative, but a pro baller in his first year, and he got them to the playoffs. Bills squashed the Jets. I expect nothing less. Seahawks squashed the Steelers. I can definitely see that because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is as great as he once was. I think Sam Darnold in that system where he doesn't have to do everything will be just fine. It's for real football. He did good on fantasy side too, 295-2. That's good business. And of course, the Browns got squashed, 41-17. Come on. But the good news is you had Judkins out there, and he got 10 carries for 61 yards. And I know everybody's saying, oh, that's only 61 yards. Think about it. That's 6.1 a carry. You can't get mad at that. And then our Thursday night game, the Packers smashed the Commanders. The Commanders, I think, are going to be a lot worse than people are willing to really buy into, simply because they had a cupcake schedule. They were coming off of they had the third pick in the draft, and it was their pick. So that lets you know they're going to come into a schedule that was not going to be up to par. And now that you went all the way to the NFC Championship game, your schedule is going to be completely difficult. You're not going to get those easy knockover teams like you once did. And then we got 2 games tomorrow: the Bucks and the Texans, and for whatever reason, at 10 o'clock at night Eastern Standard Time, the Chargers and the Raiders. I'm probably gonna miss that one. I'm going night. I stay up late enough. So, okay, some of the takeaways as far as me, we'll just run through it. Bryce Young, depending on who you're going against next week, he might be somebody you want to think about picking up. Trevor Lawrence showed up and showed out, but it's the Bengals. Still don't buy into it. Now this right here, Russell Wilson doing what he do, that's big news for them. But again, it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys without Michael Parsons, so their defense is suspect. This one right here, I'm happy for Jared Goff, but if he has time, he's going to pick you apart. He was a first overall pick, wasn't he? 5 touchdowns, though, is crazy. The Bears got problems. They got big problems, but a lot of their defensive guys are hurt. Matthew Stafford did what he did. This game was interesting because I saw a lot of different dynamic. I'll get into a little bit, but at the same time, I don't want to get into it too much because somebody told me, now I won't say no names, that me doing what I do as far as showing love and figuring out things on fantasy is actually a hindrance to the game and what it's doing. And I'm hurting myself. You know what? That's cool. That just means I need to step my game up even more. I see things that I'm going to do. I see things that I want to do, but isn't it all about trying to help the people? Didn't I say I'm here for the people? If y'all want to get a sneaky pickup, go get Sam Darnold. He's still balling from last year. Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdowns. They said that man ain't. We had a back and forth the other day about who was better between Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. And we were saying that I said Lamar Jackson was not as good as Michael Vick because Michael Vick was the whole team. He definitely was not as accurate as Lamar Jackson is now, but Lamar Jackson has better targets and more personnel around him. So it's easier to say right now that Lamar Jackson is better. Lamar Jackson was not this Lamar Jackson 2 years ago. This is the second year that he's really coming to his own with being more accurate because he wants to do that, which I show mad love and give him props about. So with all that being said, and my Browns losing, the only games we got tonight is the Vikings and the Falcons. So if you got stock in this game with these players, I think you're going to be plenty surprised and appreciative of what it is because the Vikings defense isn't as impenetrable as it was last year. They are, suspect at getting thrown on. They are most definitely not that great as they once were against the run. So there's some holes in their defense, and the Falcons' defense is Swiss cheese. So J.J. McCarthy might have a night. I would take, if there's an over-under on J.J. McCarthy, I'd probably take the over, but I would also take the over on Michael Penix Jr. because I think it's going to be a lot of throwing because the line for the Falcons is not the greatest for running, and Bijan's a better pass catcher than it seems he is a runner. That's my opinion. And with the Vikings, you kind of know what they're going to do. If you got Jordan Mason back there, they're going to run the ball. If you got Aaron Jones back there, they're probably going to do a throw and play because he's better in pass protection. They're about the same, but he's the better pass catcher. So that's just something to think about with this game. So, like I said, the week's not over. So let's get into some of this. Let's get into some of this fantasy football. We're gonna talk about my personal situation first, and then we'll figure out who y'all need to be paying attention to in this world that we call fantasy football. Because right now I am getting smashed, and you don't overreact. You don't overreact off 1 week because I'm in multiple leagues, and sometimes you play against yourself because you have this crazy roster in one league, and then you turn around and like, oh man, I gotta go against myself in another league. it's just kind of the way it is. Okay, so in my matchup right here, I'm getting smashed. It is 76 to 130. The dogs didn't show up. Chase Brown 8.5. I still got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys playing. That's why I say this. I told you this Atlanta game is big for me. Drake London, Michael Penix. And also this Chargers game is pretty good, pretty big. Mecca Ibuka and Warren. So I still got some firepower left, but so does he. He still got Quentin Johnson and Mike Evans. They're both in the same game, so hopefully I'm glad I got somebody going just to try to keep pace. That's a little trick that one of my guys does is he likes to have somebody running no matter what. Because he doesn't, as far as a late game, if they got somebody running a late game, he tries to find some way to squeeze in somebody so that way he can have somebody run on the late game. So let's get back to it. I'm losing 67 to 130. I got those guys running. We'll see what happens. That's the big money league. No, that's not my big money league. That's my family league. But we got some dollars on that. My big money league, I think I'm losing that too. Damn, about the same score range, 67 to 130. He's projected to win. You can't get mad at Derrick Henry for only having 2.3 fantasy points. Shout out Cleveland. Y'all held him down, but y'all didn't do enough. So we still got our tails whooped. We won a 17. So you didn't do enough. Kyron Williams, 10 points. These guys are projected to get 18 and 18. So that's what I mean about saying don't freak out. he had a blow up week. Jonathan Taylor had 29, Christian McCaffrey 22. He had a couple other guys on Travis Etienne. Not saying it's over, what I'm saying? I got some duds. I'm working on some things right now. I need to get that tight end position is my weakest position right now. So I'm working on some things to get that popping. And if you're watching in my fantasy football league for the Gridiron Classic 2.0, Bo Nix is on the wood, and also so is Quinshawn Judkins. Y'all need to holler at me because I just feel like he's gonna do a lot more as the time goes on. So I've made a trade, and I traded away Adam Thielen, and I traded away Debo, and I got Cedric Tillman. Being transparent, my plan was to trade Cedric Tillman for a piece that I wanted, along with another piece, but the trade fell through. And that's the thing, when you take a shot, you got to take a shot, and if it don't work out, then it don't work out, and then you pivot. Oh, well, keep it moving. All right, let's check into another team of mine. This is my work league. I recently relocated down to the Lower Ohio area, but it's still Cleveland all day. So in this one, it's woodshed right now, 128 to 106. He still got two people yet to play. I still got two people yet to play. He had Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's a nice stat. They were 36 and 14. So he's got Bucky Irvin, and as he calls him, as everybody says, Digger the kicker. I still got a Genty and Ikabuka. So being up by 22 with those two guys still left, I feel comfortable about this one. I lost last week, so being 1-1 is right on point for me. I can take that because I can figure out 1-1. Now 0-2, it's not impossible to get out of that stink, but you can definitely make that happen. It's not over, people. Like let's check out some of the other guys' teams in here. You got a team that's supposed to go off and it doesn't. What can you really do? He has Josh Allen. Josh Allen had 11.82 fantasy points. When will Josh Allen ever really have 11.82 fantasy points ever again? I doubt that. He's going to bounce back just like every other person is going to bounce back. That's why I say don't get too bent out of shape when your guys don't blow up. If you feel like you need to trade your guys so that way you can get more bang for your buck down the line, then go for it. But just don't be quick to say, oh, this guy sucks. Now, don't be a fool and say, somebody says, I'll give you a hellified deal, I'll give you 2 for 1, 3 for 1. Go for it. Don't hesitate. Buy in. Take it. Why would you not get your team off? So these two guys are fighting for it right now. He still got two guys to play, and they're both 0-1. So my advice to you guys is being 0-1, one of you are going to go 0-2 unless you tie, which is pretty much not going to happen more than likely, is do not overreact to, your team not scoring because it's going to happen. It's just the way it works. Let's see. I want to check out somebody who got the highest score. So Zay out here balling with his team. We got a solid team. But even like a Breece Hall was supposed to give you 15, he only gave you 5.8. And he got 149. Patrick Mahomes went off. Patrick Mahomes is having a great year so far. And I don't know if it's because he has to, but he's definitely doing his thing. And it kind of makes me wish that I drafted him. I thought it was going to be more of the same for last year. But Team Juice ain't out of it. He's down 40 points. But Zay is done. Amir, he got two guys to go. Yeah, Ladd and Baker. They go 20 and 20. He get the dub. He get an easy free dub at that too. So don't just give up. Don't just give up on your team, man. Don't think, oh, I'm down 40, it's over with. It is not. Baker will give you 30. Ladd McConkey mess around, give you 15, 20 dub. So that's what I mean about when I said earlier about having the games that are played later. He plays at 10, he plays at 7. He's done for the day. So that's kind of scary because, yeah, you're up, but that's when the magic happens when you have nothing, no firepower left. Like, who does he have on the bench? He could have risked playing somebody later, but he didn't really have too much firepower. Darnell Mooney, he's just coming back off injury. Christian Christian Kirk, I believe, is still out. He's not on IR, but he's out. So far, I'm looking like I'm gonna go. I'm probably will win this one. So that put me at 1-1 in this league. Um, let's go look at the work league. That was the work league. Let's go look at the gridiron league. This one's not looking good. I'm 67 to 136. He still got one guy left to play. I still got 3. So it's not over. It's not over by far. So we'll see what happens. I haven't given up on this one. Still got 4 guys to play. He still got 1. He's projected to get 150. I'm only projected to get 119, but those are projections. I wouldn't buy into it. Start Kyler. I don't have Kyler. I'm going against Kyler. He only have 14 points. You want me to start Kyler and he have 14 points? What can I do with 14 points? I should have started Bo Nix. Bo Nix got 20 of them things. That's what we should have went with. But I appreciate your thoughts. Do me a favor? What if I start Kyler? Who am I starting with him? I gotta have James Conner because you can't start Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. He's too up and down. I don't trust Kyler enough to get him the ball. This dude was drafted like 4th, 5th overall. Why is he not getting? Let's see how many targets he had. What did Marvin Harrison Jr. even do today? He had 5 targets, no catches, no yards. Me and him had the same. Oh, my bad. He had 2 catches, 27 yards. So that's whose fault is that? I think that's more Kyler's fault. He's not giving them good looks. I just can't do it. I would trade for Kyler, and I probably could get him, but I'm taking somebody like Michael Penix because if you give me 14 and you're supposed to get 19, and you went against the Carolina Panthers, is that game over? Who won? Okay, the Cardinals won. They better have, or else they be looking for a new quarterback soon. Because ain't no way in hell they should have almost lost that game. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I still got a good shot in this game. It ain't over yet. I still got Michael Penix and Ibuka, and I got a kicker. Don't sleep on the kickers. I know a guy in my league. His kicker, he was living off of kickers. It was amazing. He get 20 points a game for kickers. Okay, so in this last league, I'm losing 67 to 130. He got 2 guys to play. I got 4. He's projected to get 157. I'm projected to get 130. If you look at it, if you think, oh man, it's pretty much over with. Mike Evans, Quentin Johnson, he went off last week, but I still got Amari Hampton. The rookie didn't do well last week, but I really think he can step into his own. Honestly, if I was you, I would think about trading for him because even if he gets 15, 16 points, nobody's going to believe in him yet because he's this rookie who nobody ever heard of. But in North Carolina, I believe he was the monster. And right here, he's going to get plenty of opportunities. It's just first week in the NFL, going against a division opponent who doesn't know him, but they know how the game is played. So I'm 1-0 in this league. To go 2-0 would be great, but I can live with 1-1. But Michael Penix, I think he's going to be the sneak of the year for a lot of people because he's going to step into his own. He was really good at Washington. I mean, he was really good. And he only played 2 games last year. Well, he played more than 2 games, but it only showed out about 2 games. I think him and Drake London are going to have a big year together, and that might win a lot of people fantasy football championship. So we'll see what happens with this. And then my last league, this is my family fun league. I am up right now against my nephew, 109-106. I still got 1 guy to play. He has 1 guy to play. So this is that's what happens when you live. You know, you can't stop what happens in the background when you live. You know, people be moving and grooving. But yeah, so Bijan could carry me, but he has Ladd McConkey who's going to get a lot of targets. So that's my only worry, being that close. I'm 0-1, so I really would like to secure a dub in that division. So with all that being said, let's sneak into a peek at some free agents. I'm not going to use the league that I'm in with some of the, I don't know who's watching, so it don't matter. I go into my my home league with the fam, but also with the homies from Cleveland. I know we took the L today, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's get into it early. Me in this league, let me look at my team again. I'm not really struggling anywhere, but I definitely could do better at tight end. Getting 10 points a week from Travis Kelsey is okay. Chase Brown, I worry about, especially if Joe Burrow's out, because nobody really fears him as much without Joe Burrow there. But even though after today, Jake Browning showed that he is capable of making things happen, I'm going to say that you can go ahead and probably, cuts this week should be pretty easy to figure out. You know, Keon Coleman, don't cut him. Just in my opinion, he had a bad week. The Jets are actually a good defense. He drew the number one defender, probably, which was Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is an all-pro defensive back who just got the bag. He's really good at what he does. Keon Coleman's a second-year wide receiver who's still figuring out how to run routes, and he's going to get the number one DB. So I wouldn't cut him. But Caleb Johnson, get him out of here. Get him out of here. That's who I'm. If you're watching and you're in my league and I got him, just know he's getting dropped. So if you want him, go get him. I don't have the time to play around with him. I got my eye on some other guys that really can contribute now. And the thing is, you can't be afraid to make a move. So if you're in a three wide receiver league, you want to look at who's going to do what. So we had some guys today that went absolutely nuclear. I want to talk about Devontae Walker. Devontae Walker might be the secret weapon for the freaking Baltimore Ravens. The guy's got 3 catches and all 3 are touchdowns. Like, is he the end zone target? Like, why is it so easy? And he went against some top DBs today in Cleveland. Like, don't knock Cleveland's DBs. It's just that when you're out there a whole lot, you're gonna get ran over. Taquan Thornton, 5 targets, 2 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Another young guy. These are guys that you want to look into when your waiver wire, see if they're available. Somebody else that I'm going to look into, that's that quiet giant. I think Malik Washington is actually going to get a lot more burn than I thought. He got 2 targets, but he went 1 for 2. But it's just more so, I think he can get you some points. But even off of 2 targets, he's getting carries, bro. So he got 10 points. It's a sneaky 10 points. Who else am I looking into? Michael Wilson. So if the targets aren't going to Marvin Harris, I mean, the target's going there. He's not catching it. Michael Wilson was a guy that people were talking about a lot last year that it didn't really work out. So he's somebody I would check out as the upcoming going on of a guy that you can add to your roster. It's just something to think about. And it just depends on what your league looks like. I think a lot of guys blow up because they're not being recruited or not recruited. They're not being scouted for. When you're not being scouted for, it hurts you a lot. Now, this guy right here, I was very high on. Jatavian Sanders. I believe he was like a high pick last year. And me not having a tight end in certain leagues, I think I'm really going to go. He had 9 targets. And they had to throw the ball a lot. And the Panthers will have to throw the ball a lot because they are a bad team. They're decent on offense, terrible on defense. And they're going to have to do a lot in order to make sure that they get the ball out the way they want to. So if he's somebody that's available in your league, he's definitely worth looking out for. Now, the surprise to me that surprise that I'm going to be looking out for, that if he's available, I'll probably go after him, is Brock Wright. Brock Wright is that sneaky tight end that you think is just in there for blocking, but he's the guy that's always going to sneak out. He's probably going to, without a touchdown, I'll probably get you about 6 points, 7 points. But I think he's going to get at least one shot at the end zone a week. That's just going to be his role. You know who had that role before and then took off? It was Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta was in there for blocking when he first came in initially as a rookie, and then he would sneak out off of the release and then go out there and be wide open across the field. Touchdown. So that's just somebody who else to think about. Guys that I'm fading. I'm fading Aaron Rodgers. I'm not really pressed about what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. I think he's going to have an okay season. Guys that I'm high on, go get Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to be serviceable for the next couple of weeks. I don't see them rushing back Brock Purdy, especially after just paying him all that money. It just makes sense. He's awesome. Rostered on 23% of rosters. He was dropped. Not even 20. See, Mac Jones is rostered on 1.4% of rosters, so he's there for the taking. Let's check out the rest of his schedule. Where's his schedule at? Okay, so the next they got Arizona. Arizona just gave up every point in the world to the Panthers. They almost lost, so that's another Jacksonville. You don't have a real test until the Rams come back. And imagine having somebody's going to get you 22 points a game for the next 2-3 weeks until Brock Purdy comes back, and then you can cut him. So I'm actually raising up on him. Now the one that surprised me is Spencer Rattler. But 207 yards, 3 touchdowns against the San Francisco defense. So he went for 214 and no touchdowns against Arizona. So I think he's going to get better. He threw the ball 46 times and 34 times. That's a lot of attempts. But that means there's a lot of volume for him to get it. 73%. They had a game plan for this kid. And he's definitely going to be something to mess with. Now, he got a tough matchup against Seattle. Seattle has a pretty good defense, and that's going to be his true test. If he can do something against Seattle's defense, that lets me know that he's going to be able to ball out. So that's what we're going to roll with. So those are just some of the guys to look at. And like I said, don't melt down just yet. Because trust me, I'm up and I'm down too about this entire situation, because I'm not winning in the leagues that I want to win in, or the leagues that I think I should be winning in. I'm losing in my main league. Like I said, I still got some guys. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to go. But making up 60, 70 points is a lot of points to make up, man. So I'm going to be locked in to this Sunday 8:20 p.m. game for Michael Penix in this league and another league. What's my other league that I have both of those guys stacked up? Oh, no, this is my work league where I got Drake May. Drake May went off. I believe it is my home league where it's all my people I grew up with. Yep, Michael Penix and Drake London. So Michael Penix is big for me tonight. And I drafted Michael Penix because I feel like that he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to have a year like Bo Nix had last year, because now he's getting an opportunity. Bo Nix was able to take his lumps early, which allowed him to figure it out later. So just keep that in mind. He's got a lot of talent. You got Bijan Robinson. You got Kyle Pitts when he wants to show up. You got Drake London. So you got an elite tight end, should be elite tight end. You got elite wide receiver, and you got elite running back, and you got a top 10 offensive line. And you're above good quarterback. You can't really ask for too much more. What more can you really ask for? So that's my thoughts on Live Reaction Sunday of what I got going on. I'm a little saddened because the Browns got smoked. But I knew they was going to lose. I knew the Browns was going to lose, but at least you got to put up a good fight. Dylan Gabriel did come in at the end and get a good drive off, but that's because they weren't trying. They were trying to run the clock out, get out of there healthy. When you're up 41-17, I highly doubt you're trying to kill anybody anymore. They already had a defensive house and Roquan Smith running into the house for a pick 6. So they were just trying to get out of there, let that clock burn out. So I'm not a Dylan Gabriel hater, but I'm not giving him all the praise, because I don't think that had you put him in from the beginning of the game, would it be a different story than what Joe Flacco had to go through. I just don't think that our offense is capable of keeping up with what everybody says is their Super Bowl pick in the Ravens has to offer. We don't match up well. And the game plan has to evolve into who we're going against, not just run the game plan and hope it works. So, as I always say, make sure y'all tune in, tap in, show mad love. Don't forget to do what I asked you to do. Please and thank you. And that's like, subscribe, and enjoy. You got a to-do list. You got to like, you got to subscribe, and of course you're going to enjoy. I got plenty of things that's coming up on the cusp of what's happening Thursday. I got 6:23 a.m. pulling up. Shout out 6:23 a.m. I might have a special guest for you guys from another podcast. I just linked up with a podcast. Shout out to the Warner Brothers podcast. They got some good content. The Warner Brothers on all platforms. I like them. They got some good things. So hopefully I can sneak on one of their guests, and then we can go back and forth on our debates. I got my main man Prince the Pharaoh. He gonna pull up. He said he's supposed to lock in and pull up this Thursday. Shout out Prince. And we're just gonna go from there. We're gonna keep it rolling. So make sure y'all tap in on all platforms. It's the Hype Real Podcast on Twitch, on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And if you need anything, just holler at me on one of those, and I'll make it happen. I do this for the people. So on that note, I'm gonna get up out of here. Like I say, like, subscribe, enjoy. It's a small to-do list, but if you do that, then hey, all is well. Make sure y'all tap in. Shout out Bands the Bully, Keon 8 the Great. Until the next time, be the next time. Y'all be cool. How y'all be cool, all right? Let's get some music up in here. I'm going to go back to the song I was listening to before I get out of here. Where my man's at? This is nice. One more time from the top. My main man, Break the Net, NCM. Shout out, NCM. All right, y'all. Be good or be good at it, like I said before. I'm gone.
She concerned about money, told her don't bring a swap. Cause if my bitch had only fed, she would break the net. Yeah, I'ma set up with a hell if she throwing threats. I'm like trying to get loud, I told him break your leg. Yeah, he gon' chase that hoe down till it's on the last 5 rounds. Yeah, yo, I'm built for this last one. Check these hoes be smoking bad pound. Baby, take off your pants now. Baby, we can go another round. Yeah, she don't smoke for a while. Cause I made a song about 4 hours. Can't feel my body, bitch, I'm numb. Yes, I still wanna fuck you dumb. I like mean girls cause they fun. I can be mean too, just pull me another one. That's a mean girl. That's a mean girl. That's a mean girl. That's a mean girl. I'm gonna leave ya. No, she finger. Cause she off coding. She concerned about money, told her don't bring a swap. Cause if my bitch had only fed, she would break the net. I'ma set up with a hell if she throwing threats. I'm really trying to get left. If she come when I'm at the blood, I smoke too much, I miss your touch. I don't mean to confront, but I'm at the front and I miss your love. It's throwing rocks in your window, not enough. Bet is blunt, I guess I still on bet is blunt. I don't know. That's a mean girl. That's the mean girl. That's the mean girl. That's the mean girl. I'm gonna leave ya. No, she finger. Cause she off coding. She concerned about money, told her don't bring a sweat. Cause if my bitch had only fed, she would break the net.
A new era of chicken is here to stay.